Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie, and today I have my beautiful assistant Cameron here with me today. You may have seen my video about my frozen shoulder, and this one is a yoga for your core. And I was struggling with my shoulder to do some of the exercises, so Cameron kindly volunteered to do these poses for me. So Cameron is a complete beginner to yoga, so we will talk you through all of these poses. Cameron will be demonstrating, and if you have anything that you need to do, maybe grab some blocks or a blanket to help you out with any modifications that you may need, feel free to press pause and do that. Otherwise, we are going to begin in wide-legged child's pose at the back of the mat, or if you prefer, you can do the more restorative child's pose. So wide-legged is your knees as wide as a yoga mat, sitting your feet back on the heels, and then reaching the arms out in front of you and dropping the forehead to the mat. Excuse me. If that feels good for you, stay there. Otherwise, you can do the more restorative form where your knees are together and you're just folded over. We will take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose here to center ourselves on the mat. Breathing in and out fully through the nose. One more breath in. And on the exhale, walk your way slowly up into a tabletop position, bringing the knees underneath the hips and then the wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Nice long spine with the eyes looking down at the mat. And we will inhale, drop the belly, looking up to the ceiling. And exhale, round the back, tucking the chin to chest. Doing our cat-cows. Inhale, drop, arching. Exhale, round. And you can keep your toes tucked under, or you can uncurl the toes, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Just following the natural rhythm of your breath as you go into that last cat-cow. And then inhale, coming back to a neutral spine. So you want to be nice and long, tucking that chin down a little bit more. Perfect. And we are going to extend our left leg behind us straight, lifting it up, level with the hip. And then you will take the right hand, extending it out, engaging that core. This is our bird dog. So on the inhale, you will squeeze in, pulling elbow to knee, pulling the navel into the spine. Exhale, extend. Inhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. One more, inhale, and then exhale, extend, and then slowly lowering back into tabletop. Recenter yourself, making sure knees are directly underneath, nice long spine through the neck, and we will take it to the opposite side, extending the leg up behind you, and then the left arm out in front. Inhale, exhale, extend, big breath in. Curling that chin to chest, rounding everything. Exhale, extend everything long, keeping looking down at the mat. Keep the long neck. One more, inhale, and then exhale, extend. And then lower slowly back into your tabletop. And we're going to work our way, lower ourselves onto our belly so you can take your legs back. You can come into plank pose if you want to lower down, or you can just find your way onto your stomach. Uncurl the toes, letting your feet come behind you, and lower all the way to the belly, forehead to the mat. Going to place the hands underneath the shoulders. And you're going to inhale to engage the abdominals. And on the exhale, you will slowly arch the back, lifting up into low cobra. Inhale, and then exhale, lower. And on the inhale, lift up, engaging those abdominals, squeezing those glutes. And if you want to hover the hands here for a little extra challenge, and then exhale, lower. One more inhale, lifting those hands to hover. And I'm just going to take 3 breaths in and out here. So inhaling and exhaling, keeping the hands hovering, really challenging that core, pushing down through those toenails. engaging those glutes. And then exhale, lower everything down. And we're going to get Cameron to walk her hands out in front of her so her elbows are directly underneath her shoulders now. And then inhale, you're going to engage your legs, pulling those kneecaps up off of the mat, pushing into the toes, engaging the glutes, and then lifting up, tucking those elbows directly in beside you there. And then nice long neck. And this is our high cobra here. So we're just going to make sure that the abdominals are nice and engaged here and that the glutes are engaged. We shouldn't be feeling any pressure in the low back. It should feel really good. Does that feel good, Kim? So there shouldn't be any pressure in this area on your back here. Glutes should be engaged, nice and strong. Kneecaps are coming up off. One more breath in. And then exhale, lowering down. And lower all the way down. Bringing the shoulders onto the mat and the arms down beside you. We're going to come into our locust pose. So very similar to what we just did. This time you're going to inhale and engage everything and make it tight, 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 tight. Lifting those feet up, lifting the shoulders up, looking up, engaging the abdominals. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, lower. And we're going to do that twice more. So inhale, squeeze everything. Glutes, abdominals, pulling that navel into the spine. And exhale, lower. This is our locust pose. And one more, inhaling, bringing everything in nice and tight. Lift that chest up just a little bit higher. There we go, you got it. For 3, for 2, for 1, and lowering back down. And then we're gonna roll, by we, I mean Cameron's gonna roll over onto her back. And just to give your low back just a little bit of a break here, Cameron's going to do full wind pose, pulling both knees in towards the belly, giving them a big squeeze. And if it feels good here, you can rock a little side to side, giving the low back a bit of a massage here. And then you can release that and let that go. And Cameron's going to take her feet back, bending the knees. And we're going to do some pelvic tilts here. So she's going to inhale to engage the abdominals. And the space that she has between her low back here, she's going to flatten it out so there's no space. And then she's going to tilt the pelvis up. And that's just a pelvic tilt. And then exhale to re-engage or to disengage and feeling that. And Cameron, just put your hand underneath your back to show that where your back naturally arched there. So she's got the space now. And then she's going to inhale and move her hand away so that the back comes nice and flush so she can't get her hand down, and then tilt that pelvis up. Hand can't go under, and then exhale, release. Excellent. And one more time, inhale to engage, doing that pelvic tilt. Just a very minimal movement here. It's not a really big movement. And then disengage. And now she's going to snuggle her shoulder blades underneath a little bit and bringing her feet in as close to her bum as possible. And maybe she can touch the heel with her fingertips. There we go. If that's not comfortable for you, feel free to take your feet out further. And we're going to inhale, engage, do that pelvic tilt. And then lifting up one vertebrae at a time, coming into bridge pose. Keeping that abdominal pulled in nice and tight. Imagine somebody's got a string pulling it. And then exhale, lower. Letting everything relax. One more breath, inhale. Lifting everything up into our bridge pose. Pulling that navel in. And if you want to snuggle those shoulder blades under you a little bit higher, you can. And if you want to bring the hands underneath you and clasp your fingers together and really snuggle those shoulder blades in, lifting up. If that's comfortable to you, you can do that. If not, just go back to your shoulder blades being snuggled under you. And we're going to inhale, lift one foot up off the mat. And exhale, lower. Keeping that navel engaged, lift the other foot. And just do it with your natural breath, breathing in and out. One more, other side. So this is marching, and you don't have to extend your leg. You can literally just lift your knee straight up, just like you're marching in spot. One more each side. Feeling those abs burn. And then one more. And then take your shoulder blades away and lower yourself slowly back down, one vertebrae at a time with control. And then just to give the back a little bit of a break, we'll just do that full wind pose, pulling those knees into the chest for a moment there. Again, rock a little side to side if that feels good. And now lowering those feet down. We're going to open up the knees so they're coming out to the side and touching the soles of the feet together. And then you can take those feet out further away from you. And if you'd like, you can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, so you can just feel your breath moving in and out through your abdomen, closing down the eyes or letting them come to a soft focus. Just a laying butterfly pose. Just to relax for a moment there. And then you can use your hands to lift your knees back up. And if you'd like, you can either rock and roll your way up to a seated position or roll over onto your side and push your way up. So your choice here. Camera's going to push your way up. And then you're going to keep facing that way because we're going to be doing our high boat and our low boat pose. So you want to come back onto your sits bones first. You can use your hands to stabilize you to start off with here. And then you're going to bring your feet up off of the mat, keeping your knees at a 90-degree angle. And then you can grab onto the back of your legs and then just recline back a little bit more. And you can point through the toes, engaging that abdominal, pulling that navel into the spine. And we're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1, and you can lower your feet back down. So that's our high boat. And we're just going to take a breath to center herself here for a moment. Should be feeling those abdominals burning right about now. And now we're going to try low boat. So same sort of placement, except you're going to roll more back onto your tailbone this time. And then you're going to lift your feet up, not quite so high, legs a little straighter, and you can hold onto the back of the legs if you'd like. And if you are comfortable releasing the hold on the legs and just putting your hands down by your side so your palms are facing forward, feel free to do that. Making sure you can breathe fully in and out through the nose, not holding the breath. For 3, for 2, for 1, and then slowly, with grace, lower your way all the way onto your back. You can use your hands for assistance as well if you'd like to. And we are going to do one final pose here just to stretch out our back. Cameron's going to bend her knees, bringing her feet flat to the mat. She's going to lift her hips and take them over to the left side a few inches and then lower them back down. And you can either just let your knees flop over to the side, or you can cross your left leg over your right leg and then let both knees fall. And then extend both arms out to the side. And you can either have straight arms or you can cactus the arms, whichever one feels more comfortable for you. So this is a cross-legged laying spinal stretch. If you'd like to uncross the legs, you want to uncross your legs there for me? And then just lay your knees on top of one another. And you can use that right hand to hold that left knee on top if you have space, because maybe your hips are a little tight. And just taking your regular breaths in and out through the nose with your natural breathing pattern. And on your next inhale, I would like you to pull your navel into your spine and then let your knees come back up to center. And then lift the hips up and scoot them over to the right side. And then your choice, you can either cross your knee over and let your legs fall to the left. And you always want to balance things out. You want to make sure you're doing the same thing on one side as you are the other. And then this is just giving a gentle release in the low back. And also spinal twists are really good for our digestion. So one more breath in and out on your own. And then on your next inhale, pull that navel into the spine and let your knees come back up to center. And then I want you to take up some space on the mat, extend one leg and then the other, spreading out nice and wide. And then your palms facing up. And you can just relax in Shavasana here. If you'd like to close down the eyes, feel free to do so. And we're just letting the body absorb all that it's done today. Maybe you feel a little bit of energy flowing through the body, some muscles that you haven't used in a while. And just follow your natural breathing pattern. Now, if you'd like to stay here longer, feel free to do so. However, if you have to get on with the rest of your day, we're going to waken the body back up by wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, maybe turn the head gently from side to side. And then reaching the arms up overhead, nice full body stretch here. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then roll over onto one side, coming into fetal position. And then push your way up to seated. And sit in any way that's comfortable to you. Bring your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together to touch. Bring your hands down through the center of your chest. Bowing your chin to your chest. Thanking your body for taking you through this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining Cameron and myself on the mat today. I really hope you enjoyed this and you found it a little bit challenging. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when my next video is available for viewing. Have a great day.